on Coleman. Count on Coleman. If your world is looking strange, you can count on Coleman for change.
Hi, Baton Rouge. Here we are again. And this time, I am grateful to be able to bring you some more good information about what's going on. Yep, in District 10. I say to you, I have someone with me this day who's the heart, I think, of all the children in Baton Rouge, and none other than Christine Melton, the executive director of Knock Knock Museum. And so it is the purpose of this podcast to bring you information, to let you know what's going on, what's out here. And so, Christina, let them know.
Oh, well, I'm honored to be here, and thank you so much for the invitation. We just welcomed your summer camp last week, which we look forward to every year.
Yes.
So summer camps come in. Normally we have field trips. We have about 15,000 children a year that come through on field trips.
Y'all heard that? 15,000 children. Wow.
Yes, it's a lot, but it's so fun. I was telling you, it's my favorite part of the day. Every day we open our doors and just have streams of children hopping off buses and coming in and so excited and smiling and laughing, and it's really joyful to see.
And what I like, it's hands-on. Children going to sit so long if you're standing up talking to them. But if you have something that they can put their hands on and in, oh yeah, they are, yeah, they'll do that. And then, you get excited. I've seen the adults get excited when they come in there. So talk to us about Knock Knock Museum, how long you've been around, what's your overall purpose, and just anything you want to share.
Sure. Well, so the museum opened in 2017. I've only been with the museum since the very end of 2022, so not that long. The museum opened in 2017 after more than 10 years of fundraising and research and development and design. And it was designed by the top museum designers in America.
Wow.
They really, the founding ladies and the partners and founding members really went to great lengths to make sure that every single detail of the museum is designed to facilitate learning in small children in developmentally appropriate ways for young children, birth to 8, so cradle, from the cradle.
Yes.
Into about 3rd grade, sometimes a little older, but so it is designed to be, it's an open space. It's designed for children to pick what they want to do, what interests them. They can
Choices.
touch, yes. So they can go and find, are they interested in pretending to be a car mechanic? Do they want to work in a grocery store? Do they want to be an artist? Do they want to be a dancer or a construction worker, or do they want to work with animals? Do they want to work in a library? Do they want to be a fisherman or a sports person? Trying to figure out what those interests are and let them just run with it. And everything is designed to be touched and played with. So every single thing is very literacy and language rich, because children who are exposed to vocabulary, a broad array of words at very young ages, are measurably more prepared for school. And so everywhere you look in the museum, there are words on the wall, there are labels, there are sentences, things trying to spark children's interest in books and reading. And so it's very literacy focused, but it's also very STEAM oriented. So it's got things like simple machines throughout the museum. So kids are playing with things and not even really knowing and understanding that they're learning basic science. Just all of these things together really help children try on roles in the world. Figure out, like,
Yes.
you know, we ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up?
That's
but
it.
this gives
That's
them
my
this
favorite
whole
question.
section gives children a chance to try on some of those things. Like,
Yes.
do I like working with animals, or do I like doing this?
And just imagine a veterinarian coming from a child becoming a vet as a result of coming to Knock Knock Museum, where different scenarios are there, where real life scenarios. And you know what else that I saw there, even when the parents come, they learn how to do with their children. You know, some parents, and all parents we're going to learn something as we do, parents and grandparents, but they will learn how to interact, how to make that same word wall at home, how to allow them to go in the kitchen and pull those cans out and act like they are at a grocery store and all of that, and you all have an area called the messy masterpieces, and y'all, that's where they go in there and do the art. I was amazed at some of the art that those little kindergarten and first graders were doing there at Knock Knock. And so the parents are learning just as much as the children. And so you all have definitely, that's twofold there, parents and grandparents. And so that's great stuff that you all are doing over there at Knock Knock.
And one of the most fundamental things for young children is building those trusting bonds with caring adults. And so, you know, I'm a parent. I have 3 children, and I remember you forget how to do some of that. Like, and you don't know what the right things to say
That's
are.
right.
And I always found it helpful to have somebody point out to me, you know, you're in a grocery store. You can ask your child, what colors do you see? I mean,
That's right.
very simple things that are easy. And throughout the museum, we have prompts on the walls that are suggesting to parents, hey, try this. This is something you can not only use here in the museum, but outside of the museum when you're at home or out, you know, running errands or, you know, doing daily life with your kids. And sometimes those very simple things give parents just enough confidence to be like, I can do this, because parents are children's best first teachers.
Best first teachers.
Grandparents can be best first teachers.
And you know, the financial literacy, you know, folk think that that's to be talked about when the children get older, but financial literacy begins when they walk through the doors there of Knock Knock, because they're understanding there's a cost, they're understanding the amount I have, they're understanding how it adds up. So that is, I mean, it's amazing the skills that are being taught over there at the Knock Knock Museum. And so they all love to shop in that grocery store, push that basket there and get there, and then some check out and some just shop, or some do both.
Right.
So it is amazing over there. Tell me about, and I've always wondered about the name Knock Knock.
So this is an interesting story that I
Okay.
learned about. I learned something new every day there.
That's
so
what we do.
Yes, that's right. So LSU marketing undergraduates have a capstone project during their final year of school, and they a lot of times are partnered with nonprofits like Knock Knock, or at the time I think the name of the museum was the Capital Area Children's Museum, something really boring. And so the students who were assigned to come up with marketing campaigns for this new children's museum in Baton Rouge, one of the teams said, would you all consider changing the name? And the founders said, sure, see what you can come up with.
Yes.
And so they tested several names and concepts and brands and things like that. And they actually came up with the idea of Knock Knock because it's literacy, it's playing on words, it's getting children to be playful about using language, it's sort of, getting children to be inquisitive about knock knock, who's there.
Yes.
And so it all played into what the museum wanted to be. And now we look at it like the museum opens doors for children and it welcomes in families. And so that door metaphor still resonates and grows with us. And so we love that. We love that name.
Wow. Wow. And that's a great. And so you all really are partners with parents. You all are really, you in the community, you all really partnering with them, and the epitome of partnering, because you're teaching them and showing them and telling them and recommending to them, and and it sits upon that hill there like it's it's amazing. And then your staff, I know that you have the words all around and all of this, but your staff is so helpful with showing folk how to maneuver and even showing them parts of the Knock Knock Museum that they may not realize there's another floor to this, and it's amazing. And so just thought that I would definitely acknowledge them and their service that they provide there. And so from birth to 8th grade, and I'm sure that with Knock Knock being the museum that it is, those children that may have special needs, talk to me about that population of children that comes there.
Absolutely. So just to revisit your compliments about our staff is second to none.
Yes.
We tallied up our educational staff's experience, and they have we're a small staff, more than 200 years of early learning,
Wow.
early childhood experience. Some of the women on our staff, some of the staff members actually helped develop the early learning standards for the state. And
Wow.
so they know what they're doing.
You
they are
all
great.
heard that they developed the standards for the state. So you all had better make sure that you take your children over there to the Knock Knock Museum, because they know what they are doing.
They are so great. And
Wow.
then with we have our program is called Access for All, and it is designed to we want to be an inclusive community gathering space where we are connecting parents and children with resources across our community. So part of our Access for All program provides reduced price tickets for families that have SNAP cards, EBT cards. And so parents with EBT cards can come and get a ticket for $5 when a normal ticket is $15. And so we had 15,000 people last year utilize that program.
Wow.
And then we also have Play for All events that are free to families quarterly, that are for children with special needs or disabilities and their families to be able to come together. We ask people to register just so that we can do our best to accommodate what those needs might be and be prepared to make sure those children have a great experience when they come. So we really do our best to try to address individual children who may be coming. And then we try to limit the number of families there so it's not overwhelming for children sometimes who are not good with being overstimulated.
Right.
We also have a special adaptive technology throughout that children can request just anytime they come. So children who may need earphones or glasses or special buttons that can make some things work in very easy ways, simple ways for children who have mobility issues possibly. So those are available whenever children come, they can ask for them. So we really want to be a museum for everybody in our community. Really strive to welcome everybody, and we welcome over 140,000 people a year. So it is one of the top attractions for families in the city, and it, like you said, it's a beacon on the hill as far as an educational opportunity for children. But it's all through play and fun, and when you come in, everybody plays together, and it's just a magical place to be.
Magical place to be. Here in Baton Rouge, but most of all in District 10. Yeah, the best district there is. Yes, I have to say that. And so you're to be commended for making all of the things accessible to this population, to all of the children. And then I know happy children make happy parents there, yes. And so that is excellent there to have all children able to do something and involved and all of that good stuff. And so tell them about your hours.
Oh, sure.
And I know that you all are operated by a board. I've seen your board members there. And so talk a little bit more about that Knock Knock.
So we're an independent nonprofit, actually. I don't think a lot of people know that.
They
I think
don't.
people think that we're, a BREC organization.
Yes.
But we are an independent nonprofit. We have to raise half the amount of money every year to keep our lights on and keep our doors open. So, excuse me. So, it is definitely something that it is a community organization, community supported, and we're so grateful for that. We're open Tuesday through Sunday, and so we have varying hours. We usually have late hours on Thursday evenings from 4 to 6. And then Sundays we're open from 11 until 4. So every other day we're 10 to 4. So we really, we want to be there. Although most weeks we're closed on Mondays, but in July we know parents are desperate
Yes.
for a place to go where you can get inside from the heat or the rain,
Right,
and so
that's right.
we are open every day of the week in July.
You hear those parents saying, knock, knock. Yes,
right. Come
let
on in.
us in.
Yeah.
Let us in. And so I am just so grateful to be able to have brought the children from Coleman's camp there and for them to experience the experiences there at Knock Knock, all the hands-on, and then to hear them talk about it when they leave away from there. So you know that learning has taken place. You know that they have thoroughly enjoyed the play, just the fun stuff, and learning being fun. And so that's the part that just tickles my heart, to know that you all are there, and that's what the children are able to come in and take part in. And so I know you all did not know that Knock Knock was a nonprofit. So that means that they can donate, isn't that right?
Yes, we do accept donations, and we have fundraising activities.
Talk to them about that. Yes.
So we have 2 major fundraisers every year. We have one coming up this Saturday, the 27th, and then we have one, and that is a day-long festival. It's kind of like a Renaissance festival. It should be really fun. And then for adults only, we have sort of adult nights at the museum, because
Yes.
an adult cannot come in the museum without a child.
Yes.
So for security measures. So we have adult nights where we have a little fun after hours. And so those are fundraising events. And then we have a gala at the end of the year that is a big fundraising event that, it really helps to raise very important dollars that help support our programs. And our programs are, the museum is fixed and doesn't change, but that's also intentional, because kids need predictability and they need to know certain things. But then consistency, exactly. But then we have other programs that enhance that, one of which is we partner with LSU Ag Center, and it's a healthy eating program, and it is designed to, we have a garden in the back, and kids can see from planting to seedling. They can go out to help us pick vegetables, then bring them in, cut them up, and prepare them and eat them and share them at a community table. Wow. And it really does, when kids prepare foods and vegetables, and I think, parents are stretched thin and exhausted, and preparing meals can be daunting and overwhelming. And it's sometimes really helpful to remember kids don't need fancy food, and it isn't hard to chop something up and, put a little vinegar on it.
That's
Kids
right.
love fresh vegetables.
They love that. They love fresh vegetables.
They do, and it's good to show and to introduce them to kids at a young age. And when you have them help prepare them, they're more likely to eat them too. So
that's correct. There you go. More likely to eat them. And wow, this is great. And then what it allows kids to know that gets to the grocery store, but it's not grown in the grocery store. So they really see where the food comes from, and that is of utmost importance. They'll take a whole different look about that thing there. And so, but yeah, this is great. So, listening audience, you want to know how to invest in our children, in our youth? I hear that question out there. Well, Christina has just given you all an opportunity to do just that. Invest in our children by supporting Knock Knock Museum. And so tell them how they can get in touch with you via number, email, whatever. Let them know how they can support.
Of course. Oh, well, thank you for that opportunity.
Yes.
So our website is www.knockknockmuseum.org, and it's a very simple website. You can pick, you can donate, you can become a member. Becoming a member is a great way to support us.
Right.
We're about to launch a monthly membership so that you can pay as you go, which is a good option. And you can, when you do that, you can come unlimited number of times. So it's a great way to experience the museum over and over again. And the thing that's beautiful about that is children have a different experience every time because they're growing and developing every time.
That's
so,
right.
You have to remember the museum may not be changing, but the children they're rolling through and
That's
changing.
right.
So,
That's right.
so that's one way to support us. And then donations and sponsorships from companies are tremendously appreciated. We have a number of programs. I mentioned the healthy eating one, but we also have a financial literacy program that's ongoing. We have a career pathway program that's ongoing. We have an art program that's ongoing.
Yes.
So we have a number of ongoing programs that we would love sponsorships for. So we appreciate that very much.
You all heard that. Those of you that are out there sitting on that money, here's a great way to just support. Just give it away. Loose that pocket, that purse string there, and know that Knock Knock is a worthy organization because these are our children. And so often we want to talk about how we combat undesirable things happening in our neighborhoods and in our city, how we can combat crime. This is the best way we can do it. And that is being involved in our children and making things happen, such as Knock Knock Museum. So you all heard it. Is there anything else you'd like to tell that listening audience before we let them start digging in their pockets?
Well, and in addition to what you're saying, and I've heard you say this so many times, that it is so important to invest in young children.
Yes.
Because the dividends pay out. The earlier you can invest in young children and their experiences and their development, it pays dividends by the time they're in kindergarten, and you don't have some of the other investments that you will have to make to try to help them later on. The earlier you can intercede and provide opportunities to learn like this. So investing in something like this is as much donating as it is investing in the future of our community and the fabric of our community. And so we want to build a community where we are retaining and attracting new families to plant roots here, become, great citizens and taxpayers, and help, our community flourish. And this is one of those gems that is a great return on investment, I would say.
Well said. Well said. And so you heard Christina here. I'm lost for words at this time because she has told you all everything from A to Z, how to get there, what to do, and the enhancement of our children. And so just want to appreciate you coming and sharing and putting this information out here and letting folk know that you are a nonprofit, letting folk know all that you all do up on that hill up there, just letting folk know that door opens and closes, and all you have to do is just say knock knock, and Christina's going to say who's there, and she's going to let you come right on in. So appreciate you coming here today. And so Baton Rouge District 10, you've heard all that you need to hear about Knock Knock Museum, and so that is our purpose for this podcast, is to let you know about the many jewels that's here in District 10 in Baton Rouge. And so we thank you for listening, and we thank you for visiting Knock Knock Museum, and want to let you know always that Coleman cares.
Count on Coleman. Count on Coleman. If your world is looking strange, you can count on Coleman for change.